In most enterprises, companies are doing a great job out of collecting data from their Windows machines and all the corporate systems and even networking equipment. But when it comes to the mainframe, that data is not feeding their SIEM. It's not getting there. Is it because we just assume that because nothing has happened on the mainframe, everything is fine there? Is it because we assume that the hackers do not know mainframe technology and they cannot get there? Not really. In my opinion, the main thing that I see out there happening have to do with three factors. Number one, in the mainframe, everything is logged into something called SMF records and other types of information gathering, which is very different from what happened on the distributed world. The nature of it is quite different. So if there would be ways, which there are some, to bring all those massive amount of events, because everything on the mainframe generates an SMF record. The problem with that is that the number of events per second on your SIEM is going to go way up, and that's going to be, spending a great deal of money getting more and more of those hardware devices to be able to collect that. But even if you get the events per second up there, there's a big problem. How do you make sense out of things on the mainframe, on RACF or ACF2, which are very different from the rest of the world? How do you make sense of, how do you know what's bad, what's good, what is best practice, what is not? Well, you need to build very expensive adapters to understand that information. So you need to pay big services money to actually do that. And when you want to, let's say, get to know something different on the mainframe, you need to make changes to what you just did. Well, you need to come up with even more money to modify that adapter. So no wonder the mainframe remains your dark spot on the SIEM strategy. Way of actually fixing those problems very easily and inexpensively. There's a component called ZAlert that it's native to the mainframe. It's a standard application for the mainframe, easy to install, and that comes out of the box with a ton of best practices on what to do, what to report upon, what are the bad things that can happen on a mainframe, and also can be easily configured to add things that are specific to your environment, and dynamically you can go and make changes here and there and tune it, and that consider it like your agent for your SIEM technology. The alert is going to filter all those things on the mainframe, and it's only going to be sending to your SIEM those that are really relevant. So you almost will have no impact on your events per second due to all the mainframe events, and because it can be easily configured, there's no need to go and spend big money on services. So install ZAlert, you're going to be presented, when this is actually a print screen of the ZAlert, the main menu, where you have a bunch of alerts already set up out of the box of best practices of things that people need to report on the mainframe. First of those options, you see some of the things that you can actually will make sense for you to get your SIEM to be informed about when these type of things happen, and you can enable them or disable, or play with those as you consider appropriate. Some more examples of those things that you want to be informed upon. Alerts that are predefined for your Unix, if you're running Unix on the mainframe. So more of those operations, and every one of these you can actually take it as the base and modify it in ways that may suit better your specific environment. do when you get all that information very well set up? Well, you tell for every one of these alerts how you want to be notified about it. Is the best way for your SIEM to have it in a syslog format, which many of them do? So you select that option. If you prefer SNMP traps, you want these things. The WTO are for writing into the console of the mainframe, so that might not be applicable for the SIEM. Or you want to have an email being sent, or even better, you want to have a text message being sent to your cell phone every time that one of those things happen. It is that easy. By installing SEAlert, which is a standalone product, you can bring your mainframe as the rest of your enterprise and be visible into your SIEM environment.